everybody, and welcome to our last live for day 3 of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. I am Heather Cameron, one of your hosts, and this is Tracy, my partner in crime. And most of you know us by now because you've all been on our lives, but just in case you don't, we are the co-hosts of the Scrapbooking Fun Summit, and this is our 5th summit, which is awesome. I don't know if we ever thought we'd get to 5 when we started. We had no idea how this would go the first one we did, so you never know till you try. And first, I want to thank our sponsor, Jav Sid, who was just on. We just interviewed Jav, and you can go back and watch her replay. Her passion is helping people use their skills in SVG design to make some passive income. And so you can check out her stuff as well. And thank you. And we are here with the beautiful Alicia, who I might call Alicia because my niece's name is Alicia, and we pronounce it differently. And I'm always like trying to catch myself, so we can't do that. I'll put the comments up on the screen, Alicia, but you can see them in the bottom on the right. There's a chat thing that you can look at.
Okay.
But we'll put them up on the screen. So we are going to flip screens, and we have some questions for you. What's wrong one? Here we go. I will find you. Here you go. The easiest one. Where are you in the world, and what time is it?
Okay, sure. So I am in Australia, and it is Sunday, 8th of June at 7 o'clock in the morning here. But I do have a map because I've been watching the lives and I've been wondering about some of the places that people are from. So I thought I'd show on the map that we are on the Gold Coast, which is just below Brisbane on the east coast of Australia. So just right there, midway down the country.
And it is a beautiful place to be. Having been there and visited, it's a beautiful place to be.
It is a lovely place. Yeah, it's lovely weather here.
Yes.
Yeah, very mild weather all year round, pretty much.
Are you close to the ocean?
We live about 30 minutes drive from the beach. Yeah, so we're sort of on the mountain side of the Gold Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how often do you go to the beach?
Not very often these days, because it's just too bad. The traffic is can be a bit hairy to get to the beach, but we're slack as well.
There you go. It's okay. Ruth said so strange when the map is backwards. It depends where you're looking at it, but yes, it's kind of like on the screen.
Yeah,
but very good idea. I love the fact that you brought the map. So thank you.
Well, there was a lot of people. My knowledge of Canada and the USA states and that is not the best. So I thought maybe there's people out there that their knowledge of Australia states is not the best either.
Probably true. Probably true for sure. Second question for you: are you a scrapbooker, paper crafter, card maker? What is your passion in this paper crafting world?
Well, I started with card making, and then I actually so I did that for quite a while before I did scrapbooking, mainly because I wanted to get into scrapbooking, but I didn't really know how to do it, and I couldn't really find anywhere to learn how to do it. So I did take a class one day where I went in and learned how to scrapbook, but it wasn't what I wanted. I was like, no, this is not what I thought scrapbooking was, because I wanted it to look a lot better. So I do both really, but I guess card making is easier for me, a lot easier and quicker. And scrapbooking is probably, I'm not what you'd call a traditional scrapbooker that scraps photographs. I did try to do that, but I find it too overwhelming because there's too many photos and I feel like it's too much of a burden to scrap photos. So I don't scrapbook in terms of memory keeping. I just scrapbook as an art form, like just to have fun doing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
that's interesting.
Yeah, I tried to, when my first son was born, I did Project Life for a while, and I recorded, I think maybe 2 or 3 years. And then I just was like, oh, this is just too hard. It's tough to keep up with.
What started you designing your own printables then?
I don't know how I got started. I mean, I found Creative Fabrica, and I can't even remember really, Heather, how I started it. I don't know.
It just came. That's okay. You don't have to remember. It's early in the morning for you, so that's okay.
I know that I did see like the designs on Creative Fabrica, and I was like blown away by all of that, because I'm not a graphic designer or anything. Like, I don't have any training in that. It was just something that I just love pretty pictures, really, and I just was like, well, how can I use that? And then I just sort of started playing around with it, and I don't know, can't remember how it started.
That's okay. One question we've been asking everybody and have gotten really good answers is, what have you had to conquer to get to what you're doing?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that question, because that's sort of been the hardest question that you have.
Got to challenge you guys a little.
I've been giving it some thought. I think I'm going to go with the technology. I think the technology side of things has been the hardest, because crafting previously didn't really involve technology. It was just, paper and scissors and glue, and all of those sort of things. And you didn't need a computer to do it. And then now that technology is like basically part of every part of our lives, the technology, I mean, it's always been there, but it wasn't really, like, I did own a Cricut machine 20 years ago, but I didn't really, I don't know, like, I didn't find it that amazing. So I sold it. And then I got another Cricut machine, 5 years ago, and the technology has improved a lot since then. But yeah, I think, like, if I didn't have my 13-year-old son, I could not be doing the things that I'm doing.
So you have an assistant. That's good. You've got a tech assistant, so it's all good.
And like, that scares me. I feel old saying that. I really do. I feel like an old person saying I don't know how to deal with technology. But it's just,
it's changing so fast in the last year with AI coming into it. It's changed so quickly that I don't think any of us can stay on top of it, even when we are into technology. Even one of our software, I signed on today and it looks different. I'm like, oh, great, thanks. So, you go with that and you do it. So you do awesome.
Technology is known to change quick, and it always has. It always does. Yeah. And I find our minds at some point, we're just like, okay, we can't. That's enough.
Even like, for example, Cricut Design Space. Every time I go into Cricut Design Space, something looks a bit different. I'm like, oh, I don't remember that being there before.
Yes. And what you're just saying is like, so Cricut has just changed their site. Maybe we've changed our site, you've changed your site. So everybody's like, boom, it's like, that's enough change. Like, there's so much change in even a day sometimes,
well,
right?
It's when the change happens when you're in the middle of a live event that you go, oh, okay, thanks.
Yes.
Those happen too at the same time. It all happens. So.
And wait till one of your kids all of a sudden says, how come I keep changing? Because at some point I felt like my daughter was early 20s and she was like, what is all this? And she was complaining about a phone change of some sort. There's an Apple phone there or whatever. And I went,
Tracy, your volume, your voice recording.
You just wait, kid,
Tracy, your mic's doing weird things a little bit. It's a little hard to hear you. You're cutting it out. It's when you start talking with your hands. Sit on your hands and no talking with your hands, and you do better.
I sort of, like, I got the Cricut, and like, I found it easy to start with, like, just to do the simple things. But then as soon as it became unaligned, or the blade got blunt, or like all of the troubleshooting things that came into it, I was just like, oh, this is just all I want to do is sit down and craft. Like, I don't want to fight with a machine that's not working. You know, I just want to enjoy my crafting time. I don't want to have more technology stress when I'm just trying to sit down and enjoy, you know, the peacefulness of card making. So I think that's been my biggest problem. I mean, I have found that like I bought the scan and cut, and I found that works for me a little bit easier because there's not so much technology involved with the scan and cut. It just like you just print your printable as you would on a PDF file, and then you just run it through the machine and it cuts it out. So you don't actually have to connect. You can connect your scan and cut to your computer like Cricut Design Space, but you don't have to. So I've found that to be better for me because I don't want to have to go and get my son every 5 minutes to solve my issues.
in hands, it's true, definitely true. And that's a good piece of advice for people. You know, we're often asked, and not that either Tracy or I know anything about Cricuts and cutting machines, but we're often asked, which one should I buy? Right. And hearing different reasons why you like a machine and everyone's going to be different. Like some people say Cricut's easier to use, but in your mind, scan and cut's easier to use. So it's all
dependent. And so we've been trying to do the printables that will suit. So because I've got the two machines now, so I've been trying to make the printables so it fits a Cricut and it also fits the scan and cut, but also the silhouette. I haven't got the silhouette yet, but I'm looking to buy the silhouette so that I can then make sure that the printable works across all three cutting machines. And then people can choose whatever works best for them. They'll have the option of all three. Yeah.
Which is awesome. And that's always appreciated. We have a comment from Val. It's a beautiful set of cards and layouts. The next one that we have is, hello all. All I can say about the presentation is wow. You're pumped, I tell you. Somebody's actually working on your card right now as we speak. I'm working on her card right now. Connie, I couldn't agree more. So she's agreeing with the wow. Alicia, love your video and learned so much.
Thanks.
Love your paper printables. This is to tell people love you. Love your printables. So many gorgeous designs.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you everyone for downloading them and having a play with them. Did you want me to show my project?
Sure. You do that and we'll come back to the comments. I was going to go for it.
Okay. So this is the layout that we did. So this is a really easy layout, very simple. Anyone could do this. So yeah, we just layered like a piece of white cardstock on top of the colored cardstock. And then this little circle was just a printable. So you just cut out these little, it's kind of like a pie graph sort of thing. Yeah. And then the photo just goes in the little frame. So the frame was part of the printable, and then all of the little flowers and the title just sort of like layered onto the top of the frame.
Beautiful. Always, as always, your stuff is very beautiful. So
it's very nice.
I thought it was a cute little photo.
Is that your daughter?
Yeah. Not a real person.
Not a real person.
Just an AI.
And did you do a card as well with it, or did you?
I did, yeah. So the cards, so they're just happy birthday on the front, and then they're called it's a pop-up card. Oh, let me just see. I haven't opened it for a while. There it is. So it just pops up like that. So it's sort of a springtime theme, this printable. And yeah, so we just go through how to create the card, which is very easy. So easy. I haven't done a pop-up card for I hadn't done pop-up cards. Well, I used to do them when I was a kid. I actually had a pop-up card book when I was a kid. Yeah, and it was like this little person would reach their arms out, like it was an arm out pop-up. And then there was like a love heart pop-up. So I used to have a pop-up card book. to show you how to make pop-up cards when I was a kid.
Cool.
But I've seen pop-up cards and I was like, oh, I really want to have a try at those, but they look so hard. That was my thinking. They look so hard. They are so not hard. They're so easy. Have you seen those pop-up albums that people do?
Tracy, have you seen Tracy's got his eyelash in her eye.
Have you guys seen those pop-up
I can't even
albums?
see my speaker thing. I'm so sorry. It's just driving me insane.
That's okay. Right? Do you have pop-up? Have you seen pop-up albums, Tracy?
As in, see, so I want to say yes, I've seen some, but I'm curious to know exactly.
Okay, so you open up the album like this, and then this amazing pop-up creation comes in the middle of the album.
Okay. Yes. And then, sorry, I'm so sorry about my eye. I just want the attention. That's all, everybody.
Let's put it on the big screen, Heather.
Oh my God, I might have gotten the one that was driving me nuts. I might have gotten it. Okay, glasses back on. Oh my goodness, Karen Burniston. She had a pop-up card, and I know it's the same kind of concept because she had some with the frames in it and that would pop out.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, it was something like that I used in a chipboard album. So I would the page, and then I use that to make it pop up. But I'm gonna actually have to Google to see the pop-up albums that you're talking about, because I think it's gonna be the same concept, but
some of the ladies in the comments are saying they've seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing.
I'm way behind in the comments because I'm saving the first question. So there you go. Okay. Here's a question. In your video, you mentioned a YouTube video that shows how to separate your design in Cricut, but I wasn't able to copy it down. Which video is it again? Do you know?
Yeah, I think I put that link in the notes. In my notes from
so in the instructions, if you download the instructions, the link is in the instructions.
Because it's a bit hard for me to say it on the screen.
Okay. We can find it.
Because it is on my YouTube channel. But I just got a message last night, overnight, with a lady, very kind lady, who's telling me an easier way to do that video. So in that video, what I do is I explain how, because my files come as a one-page PNG, I explain how you can separate out each picture so that you can make them as big as you want or as small as you want, to resize them to exactly the size that you want, or in case you only want to do one of the images that's on the page. So that video talks through how to do that. But then last night I got a lovely message explaining an easier way. So I'm going to have to redo that video now.
No, you don't redo it. You just add another video and say, here's a different way to do it.
Yeah, just add it in as another option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people think differently. You're like, okay, that's easy for one person, it's hard for another person. What do you get? Where do you get all your lovely designs? And do you create them or do you have artists that do it?
Yeah, so no, I usually either buy my images. I don't draw my own images. I wish I could draw, but I can't. I'm not that talented. So I either buy my images or I use AI to create an image. Yeah.
Yes, and AI must be changing that game for you a lot in what you're creating.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have Julie, who's one of our circle member, and she loves your stuff, and you would love her stuff. Some of the stuff she has created is amazing.
She's just said, Heather, there that she's made 2 pop-up albums and she'll share them in the fun circle next time.
Yeah, she will. Yeah, she does amazing things. And she loves your stuff, but you would love her stuff. Like you are hers.
I'm pretty sure I see her cards as well and her things. Yeah.
She did a card garden for someone whose family had passed away, and it's like this big and that with all these beautiful flowers that she did. So it's amazing what she did. Thank you for the free printables. So in Alicia, you have her free printables, but if you're in the VIP package, you also have her holiday bundle, which I thought was awesome as well. And it's, when I read holiday bundle first, I thought it was Christmas, but it's not.
No, well, in America and Canada, I'm guessing, I don't know about Canada, but it seems to be in America, just from, I've never been to America, so I'm just using my own observations. But the Americans love the holidays, right? So they love holidays. In Australia, we're not as holiday focused. We obviously have them, but we're not as intense on holidays. What are you guys like in Canada?
So having somebody who lived in Australia for 2 years, definitely we are much more Christmas based than you are, but it makes 100% sense. So your Christmas is in the beginning of your summer, kids are off school, it's like chill, relax. Here, it's dark, it's cold, we need something to lighten our life up. So Christmas is big because of that, right? It's like, I remember when I was in Australia, like lights on your house don't make sense down there in the same way. Why lights on the outside of our house, it gets dark at 4 o'clock. Right. So lights, and it's dark, and there's not snow yet. And so it's dark and it's dreary. And so putting lights on our house and decorating is the way to keep our spirits going. And so certain holidays are bigger because just of when they're happening in your season. Like yours is the end of school, while ours is like, we need a break.
Yeah.
And so, yes.
And the same with Easter, Heather, because your Easter's at springtime, whereas our Easter's in autumn.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we have Thanksgiving. Yeah. Easter's not as big, and Easter in the States is definitely not as big. Like people don't get Easter off in the States as much as they used to, why we get Easter off. But decorating your house is a big thing as well. So some of that comes from that.
Yeah.
And also what you just said, Heather, with the lighting, I'm wondering because the season, and face it, they're after the kids for a lot of the Christmas stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so every Christmas special you see has got to do with snow and winter.
Oh yeah.
And
Christmas doesn't I had a friend when I worked in Australia. I had very good friends who were New Zealanders who lived in Sydney, and they finally moved to they ended up moving to wherever Microsoft is, Seattle. And they said it finally makes sense. Like that was one of their comments. All these decorations and things that we do finally make sense. And it's just a difference in climate, because it doesn't. It's a very different, having been in Australia, it's like a really different thing, experience. So
I kind of feel that it's very commercialized here in terms of like you're not thinking too much about it until you go down to the shops, and then all of a sudden, like it's just, Christmas stuff everywhere or Easter stuff everywhere. And it kind of feels a little bit like it's just the retailers pushing on us to buy more. It's sort of, I don't know. We don't sort of, and it feels like life is so busy. It's like an extra thing on top of everything else, right? So you don't get to have a break and say, all right, we're going to take 2 weeks off. Now everyone get ready for Easter, or everyone get ready for Christmas. It's like you're doing everything that you're doing, but on top of that now you have to prepare for Christmas.
You're very true. And Christmas here, it ends up in the stores in September, in April. It's crazy what it's turned into. So it's not good. Someone here wrote, there's 63 here and just got her first silhouette, and I'm about to throw it out. So there you go, Tracy. And these other
I can relate to that.
And someone else has to hand their phone to their
cricket.
grandchild. Here, hi Alicia, I am in love with your printables. You are so creative with your projects. The pop-up cards are so lovely, and I can't wait to make it. Thank you. I missed a comment, and I'll find it again, but I can ask it without finding who. Oh, there it is. Somebody asked, very good question, and they're not with us this time. They have been a sponsor for us a lot of times, but you're not showing your newness. If you don't know, you don't know. There's nothing wrong with newness. So Creative Fabrica is basically how would you describe it, Alicia? Creative Fabrica's site.
Well, it's an online marketplace, I suppose, for designers who design images and put them up for sale. But once you get the membership, which is like a no-brainer because it's so much more affordable, then you can have access to all of their designs. And they don't just have illustrations, they have SVG files.
They have fonts. They have a lot. They have a lot of fonts. They have a lot of sentiments. They have SGB files. They have packages. They always have a special. If you're interested in discovering them, let us know. We're always promoting them in the Facebook group. Not right now because we're in a summit and they didn't join us this time around. But we often in our emails, you'll see what they have specials on, and they have a lot.
Yeah, I see Tracy's email comes through with the Creative Fabrica There are other ones, but Creative Fabrica is very affordable.
Yeah, their membership is like $49 for the year.
Mm.
But they also give a free trial, so you can go in and try it out and see if it's something you want before you join.
And there are some free images on there as well that you can use.
And they've started their own design studio. I have no idea what it's like, but they have their own studio as well.
Yeah.
So, Alicia, I love that Alicia sets give you the option to use my Cricut or just print and cut by hand. So, told you they love you. Yes, Tracy. Oh, you're being told to sit on your hands, Tracy. I'm catching up. See. Thank goodness. I don't even know what this one is. Thank goodness for YouTube. I bought a secondhand scan and cut, and without wonderful people on YouTube, I would have difficulty. I actually will say, if you watch my presentation tomorrow, you can start using AI to help you as well. So AI can be used. My scan and cut is not allowing me to do X, and AI will tell you how to do it without having to go watch endless videos. So there's goods and bads to some of this stuff. You'll see that tomorrow if you watch my presentation. I'm going through these. And this is true. Julie says the best machine is the one that the crafter's style needs and wants. And that's very true.
Mm. I think that's exactly right. You want something that's going to enhance your crafting process, not something that's going to cause you issues.
Absolutely. And that's a really good way to put it. I did look into a scan and cut, but the price stopped me. I was looking for cutting fabric with a scan and cut is better for. So yeah.
Keep an eye on the sales. I got mine on sale, I think, in the Black Friday sale last year, and that was a really good price. And I've seen what someone else has told me about. Sometimes they go on sale at Officeworks here in Australia, and like the other lady said, getting them secondhand can sometimes be an option too, because sometimes people, buy it and hate it and then sell it. So you can sometimes pick them up really cheaply. So that's an option. Like someone got one for $50. So, if it breaks, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, finding them secondhand, and Officeworks is the same as Staples, for those who don't know. So Staples in Canada, North America is Officeworks. It's the same.
Okay.
As well as what's coming up, because we can't have enough reasons to spend our money. Christmas in July will be coming up soon, which is another new commercial way of making you spend money, but there's often specials for Christmas in July as well.
Yeah.
Your design spoke to someone's heart, Connie's heart. There you go.
Oh, thanks, Connie.
What are some options to use instead of machines? I've been wondering about sending files to a local office supply store to print out for me. Have you heard about any success or not doing that?
Yeah, so you can definitely do that if you want to, just like you'd go and print off your photos. You know how some people go to the office shop to print off photos. You can get them to print off files for you. It's a little bit inconvenient because you've got to be organized. You can't just sort of start a project in the middle of the night, and just get crafting. You've got to go to the shop and plan it a little bit more. You probably will get like a better quality print if you're printing somewhere professional. Yeah, I mean, the printer I use is just the Epson Eco Tank. So it's not too expensive. Like I think it's about $350, so it's not too bad. But the ink itself lasts for a long, long time. So you're not continually buying the ink. So if you were going to get into printables, if you were thinking this is something you wanted to look into, I would recommend getting a printer at home that you can, like one of the Eco Tank ones, so that you don't have to buy a lot of ink. Because what I was using before, it broke, the one that I was using, but it was just costing me a lot of money in ink, and I didn't realize until someone else was saying, you're actually paying way too much in ink. You don't have to. So it generally, I mean, there's that many printers that you can choose from. Like I literally went in 3 times before I made my decision, because I'd go in there and look, there was like 3 massive rows of printers, and then I'd walk out. I can't make this decision. And I walk back in. I'm going in again.
I was going to say Tracy's a good resource for that because she used to sell printers and does still sell printers.
I finally made my choice, and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is the right choice. But yeah, it's been really good because I print not only just for crafting, but I also print I do tutoring after school. So I print a lot of worksheets for tutoring. So I print all the time. And it's been very good ink wise. So that's what you want to look at. You don't want to look at the cheapest printer, because usually the cheaper the printer, the more the ink. You want to get something that's a little bit more and then pay less ink down the track.
Tracy's nodding her head on that one. So,
well, for sure, because you're 100% right what you said, and also because your Epson, it'll print how big? It'll do what,
It only
13 by
prints
19?
an A4. I've only got an A4.
Okay, so 8.5, 11.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure going, okay, depending on the Epson model. So yeah. And then another thing, if somebody's looking for a printer and you're looking to use it for color, a lot of color printing, do not get the printers that have the one black cartridge and then the one tricolor cartridge. Don't do that. Get one that has one, like at least 4 different colors. Sometimes the Epsons will have like 6 different ones, different shades and stuff like that. But yeah, you've got to look at all of that because, when you have to replace a cartridge, meanwhile, if you have a tricolor one and the cyan is out, well, the other 2 colors are garbage, right?
Yeah, that's wasting, isn't it?
Like Alicia said, you go in and out a few times and think about it and do your research. So,
and then also
it is overwhelming.
You can go to the local library. There are cutting machines there that you can take your files to, which is something that I learned and went, okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm looking in somebody else is asking about your link for resizing, and I am looking in your document so that I can give them the actual one.
Yeah, okay.
You can extrament in between your printables.
I could always put it in the Facebook group, Heather, too.
I'm in your document now, so
it's
all good. I will post it for you, Ruth, and those guys. Make sure I have the right one.
Where we are in questions now. Hang on.
I know where I am. Absolute gorgeous, beautiful. I've seen them pop ups. They aren't hard too, so I know what this one is. Pop-ups are much easier than they look, so we're there. Yeah. I've made 2 pop-ups of these kids' books.
Remember the pop-up nursery rhyme books?
Oh, Julie's probably. This is my guess. I bet you Julie, has made a pop-up album of all sorts. And she probably has 50 pop-ups, and Julie, yes, show it because I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
So someone says there's a lot of printables in your bundle, so thank you.
That's because I had to make it up to the $50 mark. Like my printables don't cost that much.
But maybe they should. See how popular they are? Maybe they should.
Yeah, so generally they're about $10 each. So the bundle was, I think, $60 worth of value. So I think there's 6 printables in there. And they are a variety of, like there's a Halloween, I think, Christmas. I can't remember, but they're just all holiday printables because that's what people like to use. That's really popular, holiday printables.
And that's part of the VIP bundle. So if you're asking where it is part of the VIP bundle. So, and she's been, as always, her VIP bundles are very generous. So people love your printables. Your printables are lovely. I can just comment after comment. I've never seen a Halloween card ever. See, there you go, Alicia. I've never seen a Halloween card ever.
So much fun with those Halloween ones. I've got them here, actually. Can I show them?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I couldn't stop making I didn't give any out. We don't give out Halloween cards. Actually, I think I did give out some Halloween cards because we went around to our friend's house and I thought, I'm never going to use these cards. I might as well give everyone a Halloween card. But these were so much fun. I couldn't stop making these cards. I just love the colors and then with the printable there are, we did do happy birthday versions because people in Australia don't really they're not big. It's Halloween is getting bigger, but it's not
As
huge.
big now, yeah.
Yeah, and not really. We don't send a Halloween card, so we also added like a happy birthday sentiment. I think I've given away the best ones, but it was just the color scheme. I really enjoyed that
Very
color
beautiful.
scheme. It was something different, and yeah, I couldn't stop making them.
So this is an interest. Can you explain your Patreon account and the different pricing levels?
Oh, sure. So, yes, I've got a Patreon account. It's called Papercraft Secrets Classroom, and it only has one level at this stage. We've been doing it for over a year now. I wanted to keep it extremely affordable for anyone to join. So it's very affordable. So it's about $5 AUD, which I think is about $250 USD, and CA, I think it's
We're
$4
usually about the same. Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty equivalent. So
to Australia.
yes, Canadian,
Yes,
Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's depends what's going
US,
on.
it's a lot
Yeah.
cheaper for the US.
Yeah. Well, my goal was to keep it $5 in Australia. So, anyone can afford that. It's $5 a month. So it's not an expensive one, because I wanted it to be affordable for everyone. So there's only the one level. And at this stage, we haven't got to 2 levels or anything yet.
That's good.
And you just get access to all the printables and all the video tutorials. So there's over 60. We're up to 60 something. I think we might be up to 64. There's 64 printables in the Patreon classroom. You get access to all of those. Plus you get access to all of the video tutorials, and these are not put on the YouTube, so they're all in the Patreon group. So that's the best place.
That's an extremely good deal. So
Yeah.
we need
It's very
cheap. We need you to have 2 levels so that you can charge a little more for some of that. So there you go. That's the business.
I am thinking about a second level, but I'm not sure whether I've got the time to put into the second level and what I would make the second level, because people are saying, well, maybe you could teach us how to make the printables rather than just make the printables for us.
If you're teaching them how to make the printables, you need to charge a lot for that. That's just me as a business coach. Call me when you want to do that, because you need to charge more for that skill.
Thank you, Heather. I will give you a call.
Sorry, ladies, but I'm a business coach. It's like, no, you should charge more for that. This is an interesting one that we really need to think about. We got an echo tank because in Arizona, it's so hot the ink dries out on printer heads and is extremely hard to clean. The echo tank is easier to clean the heads for. So there you go. You don't really think about things like this when you live in a desert.
And that's funny because, well, as she wrote there, I remember once there was a woman or person, sorry, I should say, from, I don't know if it was Arizona or Nevada, anyways, and they were commenting about glue issues, right? Where it's totally different than, say, the glue issues that we have here, right? With the freezing and that, and there it's exactly like she just said, like just totally different. That, so these are these companies that have to think of the products
the environment.
Yeah.
Different environments. It's interesting.
So
we did have an issue with paint here. I remember in Australia about you coming from Poland, there was something with the paint. The humidity in the air did something to it. Yeah.
Paint can be affected by humidity.
Okay, yeah.
Suzette says she struggled with pop-ups, but Alicia has made it look so easy. Thank you. There you go.
Suzette doesn't struggle with anything.
That's right.
Suzette's part of our circle. Suzette is awesome, but she might struggle with something we've heard a lot of, and I don't. She won't mind me saying this. Is confidence. I think it's just that confidence to put what you think is on the card and show it and do that. And she posted one of her cards from our crop last night, which was fun, and her card's beautiful. But we have that confidence thing.
That is so true. That is very true. And I was thinking about that in terms of the hard question of what do you most struggle with? And I was thinking about my technology issues in terms of confidence, like I think a lot of that is linked to, but what if I do something wrong and I break it? Or, what if I get into this situation where I can't fix the problem, or I've sent out an email to like my whole email list and it's the wrong email, or, like I get those hot sweats, like, oh my God. Like, and I think a lot of my technology struggles are because I don't have the confidence to problem solve. Yeah, and that's why I have my 13-year-old son.
What are you going to do when he gets older and moves out of that?
I'm going to be useless. I'm
gonna
going to be a little old lady that can't do anything.
I don't think so. So confidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So business coach Heather, how can we somehow do this very carefully, but rent out 13-year-old sons for everybody who needs technology advice?
Where
do
are they?
do that with a little bit of attitude, I must say. The attitude is creeping in.
Yeah.
But how can the 13-year-old son become an entrepreneur and sell a skill? See, I would flip it around.
Yeah.
To other people who need it.
But like, we didn't have technology when we were kids. Like, this generation is growing up with digital technology all around them, like iPads, iPhones, computers, everywhere they look, everything they live and breathe, they're used to technology, whereas it didn't even exist really. I mean, I can remember, you guys would remember.
Yeah,
this too.
I'm probably the oldest person of the three of us, and yes, so we were talking
look at
earlier.
You, Heather. You're like the best person about technology, so you're like a role model for us.
I don't know how we came up this way. We were talking about school and high school, and Tracy was like something about computer stuff, and I said, when in high school, my computer stuff was on punch cards. And some of you might not even know what a punch card is, but computer programs used to be cards where you had to punch holes in it, kind of like scrapbooking, and then you fed them through a machine to read it. That's how old I am. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, I can remember when we first got our first Apple computer, and I was in primary school. It came to school, like it was a school computer. And the only thing we could do was drive the little car up the road with the mouse. Like, that was the class. Like, sit on the computer and drive the car up the road. Like, it was so basic. It was like, this is a computer, guys.
Well, yeah, when you're using punch cards, just to write your name was like a pile of cards this big that you fed through a machine. That's how I started. So there you go.
Yeah.
Alicia's Patreon account is awesome. So there you go. People love it.
Thank you.
It's well worth the money.
We'll try to make it awesome.
To the Papercraft, and it's well worth everything you get for the membership. Love it. Maybe it needs so affordable. So yeah, I have the Patreon membership, and it's amazing, not expensive. What's this one? For Patreon, I've heard of others on Patreon. When you pay, is it just for the one-person stuff? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with Patreon, it's very, and I know Tracy wasn't familiar with it until recently, it's very much an artistic community. That's where it came from, is the arts. So it's less techy, and it's a way for artists to get out and exposure. And you see it a lot, like in Colored Pencils and other ones that use Patreon as a community to kind of sell and give access. A lot of people do lives on their Patreon, so that you're giving them, the whole concept actually came from a tip. That's where the words Patreon came from. It came from, how can I tip this artist for doing something, where when they're doing it free on YouTube, they're not getting paid, and they're doing so much work. And so a lot of artists move to Patreon, where you pay them a membership fee or something. And it came from the concept of being a patron and tipping. That's where it came from. So you can make some money from your art.
I wanted to do like something, but I kept getting stuck on what platform to do it on. Like, everyone's saying you should do a course. I'm like, well, what platform should I use? And there's so many different ones, and they all cost a lot of money. Like, they're not cheap. Like, the monthly fees on, Kajabi or like whatever they all are, it's quite an investment. Plus, then you've got to do the whole course and that. So Patreon was just, I don't know. Well, actually, my husband pays for a lot of people on Patreon because he plays the guitar, and there's a lot of guitar people on Patreon.
Yeah.
And so I think he suggested it to me. Why don't you look at Patreon? Because the whole thing is set up for you, and all you have to do is just go on and add your video and add your content.
It's a
Yeah.
great site to start with. And if your business grows, you
Yeah.
grow out of it like anything else. I mean, even with what Tracy and I do, when we did our first summit, we piggybacked on what I'd already invested in. It cost us $104 to do our first summit, extra than what we already had. No, sorry, I lied. We had to buy Thrivecart. So it cost us the cost of Thrivecart, which is how we sell and pay affiliates and stuff like that. That was our biggest expense. But beyond that, it was everything else I owned. And then we had to increase our email tool because we went from nothing to 10,000. So, we have to pay for that. But find out what works for you and use it is really the best thing to do.
I just wanted to get started on something and I couldn't make a decision. So, I just thought, let's just go with this. And it's actually been really good so far.
So this might be an answer for Tracy because I'm not quite sure the context of this was back to gluing. Yes, I want to make those glassware flowers to put in my garden. I haven't found a glue to handle the heat. So I guess the heat and glue melting is that problem of.
And now it's bugging me as to where I heard this, or somebody might have asked me, and I'm like, maybe. Oh, and I don't want you to quote me yet, Cindy, but I'm wondering if was a topic with Barely Art Glue. But again, I don't even know if that glue honestly is going to be strong enough for your glassware flowers. I wouldn't know. But it's gonna. You wait at 3:00 in the morning. I'll be like, that's what it's. Where are you? It's gonna happen.
We have lots of people who remember punch cards, so I don't feel as old. Thank you, ladies. Sounds like what's a punch card? A lot more people are the ones who remember this. Someone else put their granddaughter in front of Design Space, and all she had to do was show her how and to open the canvas, and she was off and running. So, it's one of those things. When my parents got their first computer, my father had to operate the mouse, and my mother had to type. Now, my mother knew how to type because she was a receptionist, a typist. She knew how to type. For her, that was the easy part, and my dad operated the mouse. So
Teamwork.
They never conquered past that, by the way. But
the younger generation, they're just, gosh, even with their learning, what they learn at school is what the expectations are so much more than what we had to do at school. It's they're gonna have a lot more knowledge, I think. As they get older. Yeah.
So somebody asked, isn't glitter glue the one that doesn't ship in the winter? Is that true, Tracy?
It is the one. That is definitely, they will not ship that one in the wintertime. But Barely Art Glue, they will. And apparently people are finding the glue's the same. But again, that's for here.
Yeah.
I can't say for sure, in other climates. So yes. Yeah.
It's always interesting. I've been listening but not chatting much because I want to finish Alicia's cards. See? I'm sure we'll see lots of pictures posted of what you guys have done with Alicia's stuff because
please post your pictures. I love seeing the pictures.
How somebody said mouse, it was the arrow keys or a video game joystick. Yeah, I never had the joystick, but definitely the arrow keys. I'm left-handed, and Tracy asked me the other day, why don't I use my mouse in my left hand? Because there was no left-handed mouses when they first came out. Right. And so I always use my right hand to mouse and then I get to write and use the mouse at the same time. So it's actually a benefit, but I've never used a left-handed mouse. I don't know how to use one. So it becomes these changes that we do. I'm working on your project right now. So you have a lot of people who are listening and doing your project right now. So.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I like watching the lives. I find the lives really fun. I like to just watch them and, like I might be cooking dinner or something. I'll put the lives on.
So here's a good question that you might be able to help with, Alicia. What is a good glue in Australia? We can't easily get Barely Art glue in the UK. Is there a recommendation that I might be able to get? So Ruth is in the UK, but I know that often you have similar products.
Well, I'm using the Art Glitter Glue at the moment. Do you want me to get that?
Sure, if it's easy.
Yeah.
And then Ruth, it can also depend on what you're gluing. Always remember that, what you're sticking. If it's paper to paper, go for the art glitter.
That's the Art Glitter Glue. A lot of people are using that at the moment. It's not too bad. Yeah. I did buy the Nuvo. I've got to try it. I haven't really tried it yet. I'm going to try that.
And it's
But I
something
think the art glitter is very popular.
the art glitter isn't in the UK.
Oh.
So there you go. You see, that's the problem with some of this stuff is you don't know what you can't find.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I wouldn't.
Well, prior to that,
know
I
it.
was using Couture Creations, but I'm pretty sure that's Australian, and I'm not sure whether they ship to the UK.
Does Lisa have any
Couture.
glues, Tracy? I guess not. Lisa Horton doesn't do
I
glues.
don't think she has one yet. Maybe that's something
to talk to her about, see what she has. Yeah, she would be able to recommend some too. So Lisa Horton's in the UK, and she's not doing a live this time because she's crazy busy. But it's important to kind of look and see the other artists in the UK who might be able to help you. Somebody is fussicating your design as they listen. So you're popular. Is it true that you shouldn't join Patreon through an iPhone? Do I join on your website?
So Apple brought out this thing where if you joined on your phone, they would charge you extra. And Patreon wasn't happy, but they had no control over it. And then I'm not sure whether that is still going or whether I saw something about that where I think they've won it and they got to say Apple can't do that. But just to be sure, probably join on your laptop or your computer and then just download the app on your phone after you have joined, because they were trying to get more money off Patreon. So they were charging a fee on top of the Patreon fee, and that was Apple.
Which is ridiculous because you are the artist, is the one who should make the most money off of this, not iPhones who don't need to make more money. And
so Patreon wrote to us and said we can choose. We can either add an extra fee onto our own, or you can basically fund that. You give that. Yeah. But it was all Apple. It wasn't Patreon. It was Apple that was doing that. So it is best to, just to be sure, probably sign up on your laptop.
Yes, that's a good. I didn't know that. So someone saying in Texas their creative inspiration recommended Scotch tacky glue white for paper crafting. So, I mean, it's hot in Texas too, so that might be good for very hot things. So Lisa Horton does have glue because Suzette has some of them, Tracy.
Yeah,
she has a couple of bottles of glue. So if you're in the UK, check out Alicia Horton's site because she is in the UK. And if she has a couple of bottles of glue, she makes great products that people love. So she makes all the effervescent ink pads and stuff. She has a lot of really cool ink pads that people are addicted to. In Clinton.
I watched her live from, I think it must have been from one of the other summits.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that the other night. Yeah.
She has some
all the ink pads.
Yeah, so she has 2 videos in ours in the regular one she's on tomorrow, and in the VIP Lisa does a special video for our VIPs that she doesn't do for anybody else. So in all our VIP packages, she always does that. She does a video just for us. And so I can't remember what her topic is on that one, but she's tomorrow. Unfortunately, she can't come live because she's busy. But
no, she might be today.
No, she's tomorrow. She might be today. I lied.
She's today, but she couldn't do a live this time. That's for sure, because I know she's going bonkers right now with a few things, but that's good. In a way, right?
It's good to have problems, right? It's one of the...
Yes.
Do we want to have problems? It's good to have problems. But yeah, Lisa is live today. But she also has a video. If you're VIP, Lisa created a video just for us. And so the VIP gift from Lisa is only for us, which is always exciting.
I can just see the card that she's doing with the vase and the flowers is what I can see for the video, Heather, but I can't. Sorry, ladies.
Finding it. So the vase and the flower is the one that there. So the 18 is the one that she did for everyone, and the vase and the flower is with color shifting inks. So she has a new line of color shifting inks. So she did a video just for that. People love her interference inks. Yes, we have people who are addicted to her interference inks in our circle, who order every single one as soon as they come up. Has probably bought the shifting inks, has she?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, she's bought the shifting inks. So yeah, Lisa.
I'm waiting for them to arrive for the class of clients.
So she doesn't have them yet. So yeah, so Lisa's busy with all of, and I think anybody, as an overall comment, any manufacturer right now, so anybody who manufactures physical stuff, or like Tracy brings in physical stuff, the world is hard, right? Tariffs are changing, shipping costs are hard, materials hard to find. It's like, and what's even harder about it is it changes every day. So it's hard to begin with, and then it changes every day. So I know that Lisa and other manufacturers, we were talking to 12 by 12 cardstock, they're dealing with this, and it's difficult. We were talking to Lynn earlier, and Lynn had the same issue. So if you're not getting supplies in the crafting world as quickly as you thought, or the prices are going up, it's the world they're in right now. And it's really tough. And I know, Tracy, bringing stuff into the States, in from the US or from anywhere, is hard. But in the UK is probably easier because you're not dealing with tariffs and that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that part's easier. However, the items now being manufactured, which face it, a large amount of the products that anybody's buying of anything is made in China and stuff like that. So it affects everything,
Yeah,
everybody.
it just depends which way
It
it comes
really
in.
does. It's
Yeah. Be kind to your manufacturers right now and your stores, because it really is like hitting a moving
We need
target
to
for
bring
anyone.
back manufacturing in our own countries.
Yeah, and they're working on that, but sometimes it's even
your
how many
prices
times
will
they
still
go
go
through.
up.
Yeah. But yeah, it is tough at the moment. So I've only got 4 inks. Is that, Susan, you only have 4 of Lisa's inks, or you only have 4 inks? The new inks can't wait to get them. Suzette can't wait to get hers. So so Lisa is great. She's lovely, and it's too bad she couldn't come on because she's always fun to interview as well. So we have a great time. Any other questions for Alicia? Alicia, I will get it right. I will. Because it's her Sunday
Well, the
morning.
good news about printables is you don't need to buy your products because you don't have to ship it anywhere. You don't have to.
Which is why I think.
Do you want me to bring up buying printer ink? It's in the same boat, everybody.
Printer ink from Tracy and your printers from Tracy.
It's going to get more expensive too. I wish the discount codes for the summit worked for all of us, not just the US. The discount codes, it depends which one you're talking about, Ruth. They should work for, there are some. None of them are, I don't think there's any that are only US based.
Yeah, no,
So
they're good for everybody.
Unfortunately, shipping comes into play in that. But
shipping, tariffs, you don't know, but the codes are good for everybody.
yeah,
Yes, they
we
are.
don't have any restrictions. So yeah, if there's anyone you're having trouble with in the VIP, let us know. And we will do our best to figure them out. But yeah, shipping and tariffs and all that stuff is just a new world. Maybe it will stay.
You know what, Heather? Is what does not have a tariff? Join the VIP. There's no tariffs. There's one thing I can see that with. Okay.
There's no tariffs. There's lots of stuff in the VIP that is great, including Alicia's package. And you're right, Alicia, printables are becoming more popular because
exactly.
I mean, your ink is going to start costing you more than your printer might, but at least it's not. It's the world in that.
Great,
so
yeah.
But Alicia, you're awesome, and that's why I don't buy paper anymore. She just buys ink. So there you go. Paper ink. So like I said, our Suzette is one of the people in our circle, and they just love your print. Julie's in our circle as well. They love your printables. Michelle, who's not here, loves your printables. So we get lots of feedback about it. So.
And you know what, Alicia? I wrote this down earlier. I write down a lot of notes when all this we speak to everybody. I'm like, why haven't I bugged you for being in the circle yet? So
there you go.
Sure.
They would love to have you. Circle members, would you like us to invite Alicia to be one of our workshop guests? We'll just wait to an answer on that one. Wait, did I miss which printer is the best for photos? I think Epson seems to be the popular one from a cost perspective here. Am I right, Tracy?
Yeah, it's the cheapest, I think.
Yeah. So
it's not like the best printer ever. Like it has its, they're not quality. It's not a quality amazing machine, but it just prints cheaply.
Again, it can depend on the model you get too.
True, and always get extended warranty. I forgot to say that. I always get extended warranty on my printer because I find that my printers die every 3 years. So then I just take it back in and say, I've got extended warranty. Please give me another one.
Yeah, which makes sense with what you're doing. So all of our circle members who are here are saying yes, 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 yes.
Okay, lovely. That'd be great.
Tracy will be contacting you to see when you can come and do a workshop for us. So there you go.
Excellent.
Cheapest, but what about quality for photos as opposed to digits?
Yeah, well, photo printer, I'm not sure on that.
Tracy would know.
Yeah, and it depends. It always depends on what you're looking for. And if you want photos, then you have to stress that you want when you go to a store or whatever, that you're looking for a printer for photos. Always, like if you're Googling about what printer to get, always think yourself, what do I want it to do? Yes, it has to do photos, because that's a whole different thing than I'm going to say graphics, which is like, like your papers and stuff like that. And then, or am I just using it for office? Like you've got to, really go, I want this, I want that. Sometimes, I'm sorry, you might have to get two different printers. You
Well,
really might.
and
I have
also
the
one.
little, I think it's the Canon Selfie. I've got the little Canon Selfie that just prints photos
Yes.
because I don't print a lot of photos. But when I want to print one, I want to do it at home immediately. I don't want to. I don't have to go to the shop and get a photo and then because I might be crafting in the middle of the night and I want the photo now.
I was going to say,
Terrible.
Tracy sends her photos to the local Walmart sometimes, right, Tracy?
Well, I do, but that's because I will
If
get
you're going to do a
developed
lot.
a lot. I'm not going to do one at a time.
No.
But
But
it
that's
just
an
depends
answer.
what.
But kind of, if you only have one printer you can invest in, it might be better to have the one that lets you do printables, and then you can outsource your photos because that's cheaper to outsource and go to the local
Much cheaper.
Big W in Australia, not Walmart in Australia, but Big W and Walmart here. Things like that. So, kind of look at people and see what makes sense. Some people use
the Canon Selfie printers are extremely popular right now. And as we were saying earlier, your things like your Black Friday and your July, was it Christmas in July? Sorry.
Yeah,
I gotta
Christmas in
remember
July.
that.
Now there's Prime Days too. Amazon does Prime Days.
I mean, they are the times to grab them. They will be on sale.
So somebody said photo printers have an extra black ink. Is that true, Tracy?
Okay, well, it could be like it depends again on the brand, but it could be like a photo black ink cartridge. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would, think if you're only investing in one printer, what are you going to want the most printing from, and then outsource the rest.
That's it. What are you using what are you going to use it for all the time?
It depends on your budget too.
Yeah.
If you've got an unlimited budget, go for it.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Go and get the best of the best.
Wouldn't that be nice?
If you're working from like a cost-effective way, then you've got to try to do it, the smartest way you can.
So HSN in the States has a selfie printer, which I assume is the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah.
It's called something different here in Canada, but that's one thing I don't ever look at. So somebody joked every Friday is Black Friday now, and I think you're kind of right, Susan. So excellent.
I find that the Canon Selfie does print a really good photo. Like it looks exactly like it would if you got it printed from the shop. But it's more of just like you might do 2 or 3 at a time. It's not like I've just gone to Europe and I've got like 50 or 100 photos I want to scrap. Like if you're going to be doing that, then you're better off to go to the shop and get them all printed, I think.
Yeah.
Very true.
These days. Yes, they do a good job too. Besides myself, I have a cheap HP printer with the Instant Ink program. Love it. So yeah, there's lots of options. I've got an Echo Tank and an old laser. I would have liked a photo printer, but the Echo Tank was a gift. So yeah, kind of depends what you like to do. So excellent. Yeah. Well, I want to get a sense. Yes, everybody wants printies to take to crops, so that makes sense too.
That's true. Good life.
A message for Becky though. One thing, bring your selfie to the crop. But I think I've brought this up before when we've had other speakers, not this summit necessarily. But let's say I've got my laptop, I'm at a crop, and I want to print out a selfie. Because you're in that room, it might actually print off somebody else's selfie. Because that will happen, literally. I've seen it many times, and somebody's like, "Oh, is this you, Alicia? Is this your son or whatnot?" They're like, "Oh, okay, thank you." Even though you meant to print it off of your printer, so just watch what you're printing.
Yeah. Plus, you've got the internet connection too. Like you've got to get it set up on the internet, which I struggle with.
Yeah. And if you're doing it in a crop, it would be good. Alicia, do you print on 12 by 12 paper?
I wish I had a 12 by 12 printer. I might have to invest in one in the future. That'd be so good. One of my friends has one, and she prints 12 by 12 because she makes her own wrapping paper, stuff like that. But no.
That's awesome. The crop is where I got. Oh,
what's happened there?
Your camera disappeared. You're back. Okay. I don't know what happened there. The gremlin's telling you, Alicia, your time is up. Your kids want breakfast. I don't know, which is they're waiting for.
That's a 15-year-old going, okay, Mom, let's go.
Yeah.
Time's up.
Make me avocado and bacon on toast.
There you go.
There you go.
Do they make it for you, or do you need to make it for them?
I make it for my 13-year-old, but my 8-year-old makes his own breakfast, bacon and eggs. Doesn't make sense, right?
No. Are they still sleeping, or are they up going, where's Mom?
Well, I had to get the 13-year-old one up because I can't do this.
So you have to go make him avocado and bacon on toast as a reward for getting up to do this?
Well, he's sneaking screen time right now. I can hear him.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, we should let you go and feed your kids and enjoy your Sunday.
Thanks for having me, Heather and Tracy, and thanks for another amazing summit and all the work that you've put in. And I think everyone's really enjoyed it. And, it's just such a great atmosphere to get everybody together and, get us all crafting and sharing new things. We're all learning so many tips. I'm learning stuff all the time. Don't profess to be an expert on the cricket or, it's just trial and error for me. So, I'm learning, everyone's learning, and it's a great atmosphere where we can all just come together and craft and, it's great.
Thank you. And thank you for being with us, I think, from day one. So thank you. Somebody wants to thank your 13-year-old son for getting you up here and going. So you can tell him that he's been thanked by the ladies.
Yeah. I mean, I did cop a little bit of attitude this morning, I must say. But,
now you can tell them. They all appreciated it, so you can tell them that. And that may be good or bad. I don't know which is. You're welcome. So thank you to your teenagers. See, your teenagers. Thank you so much, and guys, thank you for the good comments. They're thanking you for a great Q&A. People love your papers. They have always loved you. You are a joy to work with. So you're a joy to have on our summit. So thank you for that.
Very true.
Really appreciate you. And this is our last live for today. We are back tomorrow with me at noon. I think I am the first one tomorrow, and I'm going to be talking about how to use AI in your crafting, because I think it's really powerful for a lot of things that you can use. So I'll be talking about that, and that's what my presentation is about. So we will see you tomorrow, and then we have 4 other people, and we have our wrap up tomorrow. And submit your bingo cards, and we're going to do draws in our bingo cards for a few things. So don't forget to share your bingo cards, submit your bingo cards, and we will have fun. So thank you all. Thank you all for watching everything. Thank you, Alicia, as always, for being here. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.